guys, welcome to my new series on 3 creative strategies using the Ableton Push 2. This series is a sequel to my series 2 Weeks with Push, and if you haven't checked that out, I recommend you just get up to speed so that you understand the concepts that I will be talking about in this series. So today I'm going to be talking about the creative strategy number 1, which is all about exploring. Massive shout out and thank you to Turk Music, who sent me this push to from Turnkey Music in Johannesburg to allow me to make these videos for you all. Turk Technologies are responsible for distributing Ableton products in Africa, and thank you for all the amazing work you guys do. I will put all the details in the description below. Okay, so today I'm going to be telling you about creative strategy number 1, which is about exploring. So if you're anything like me, when you got this device without any experience with a push, you were probably like a little bit overwhelmed and didn't know where to start. And essentially how I got familiar with it was to just explore, to let go of any judgment of how the music should sound and what I should be doing, and literally just having fun. So if you do want to learn a bit more of the theory behind this, I suggest you check out 2 Weeks with Push. It was filmed with a Push 1, but about 95% of the concepts carry over, so that's a great starting point. But even if you haven't checked that out, I'm going to be walking you through step by step how to create a song from a sample, just one specific sample, but bearing in mind that the purpose of this exercise is to explore, not judge, and just have fun. So if you are looking at your push now, you probably have a couple of devices loaded, but say for instance you wanted to load a new track, you just push add track, and to load a sampler, or to load a sample in a sampler, you are going to want to open a default MIDI track and push load, go push browse, and in my user files and my desktop I have a sample called Taxi. So I'm going to load that sample, and immediately Ableton loads the sample into your sampler and pitch warps it onto all your different keys. So I'm going to push on Taxi, and now you're in your sampler, and just like on your computer you can actually go deeper into a specific device by pushing on it or clicking on it, you can do the same here. So we're looking at the sample, and now I actually want to go into the sampler. So here where it says sampler, I push that button. Now first of all, just listen. You can start hearing some cool things in here, but before you get started, just listen to the whole sample.
Control 404, contact to Bentry Bay, Ambassador Hotel.
Right, now I hope that you're still with me. That was pretty straightforward. You loaded a new track, you browsed and found your sample, and now we can begin playing with the start area of the sample. So I'm just going to turn this knob over here and start the sample at different points. If you find an area of rhythmic interest, feel free to also push repeat, and it would repeat that little section. And you can change how quickly the repeats are, whether they're 8th notes or 16th notes. And the T stands for triplet. So just continue to explore. Now once you find something you like or want to work with even, you can just begin to record it. So I'm going to just tap a tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put my metronome on and just push record. So that was super random, and this is now my first clip. So I'm going to stop that by pushing the play button again, and kind of just keep that in my back pocket. Now let's do that whole exercise again. We're going to add a track. We want a default MIDI track, even though we're going to be loading an audio sample into it. Over there, load it. I pushed it too many times, but that's fine. Push browse, and I'm going to go to my desktop, get my little Taxi sample, same sample we just used, and I'm just going to explore it again. Really nothing more to it than that. So I'm going to go into my Taxi, push simpler, In fact, I'm going to actually go up an octave or two, because it really changes the characteristic of everything. I mean, how cool is that little beep at the end? I'm totally using that. Okay, now I don't know what I'm going to do with that, I just know I'm going to use it. So I'm going to push play and listen to my previously made clip. And just have fun, like push the buttons while you're hearing that other clip. And I'm going to just like record something weird. Alright. Now what I want to do is introduce you to these encoders. So these things that you turn, they are called encoders. And if you go into some of these other settings of your simpler, you can see here it says main, global, envelopes, and so forth. You have access to all the controls of your simpler like you would at a computer screen. And I'm looking for this transpose function. So as I push a pad, I can actually turn this transpose knob, and you can hear how it changes the pitch. So you can actually record automation. So just like you recorded your clip, you can now record essentially this moving encoder. So to do that, you push this automate button, make sure it's red, push record. And you can turn that transpose button as much as you want. And when you're done recording, push record, and I like to switch off automate, but that's just me. Now this little white dot over there shows that this is an automated parameter. If you want to undo your automation, you can push undo, like with any other thing. If you ever want to step back, push undo. Or if you want to delete any automation on this encoder, you push and hold delete and touch the encoder. You can see automation is deleted. But given that I actually didn't want to delete that, I'm going to redo what I just did. So I'm going to hold shift and push undo. Select, not shift, and undo revert to last action. So now I'm going to push device, and I want to go back because I want to look at all my tracks. Now I'm deciding I don't like this first clip, so we can spice it up a bit by adding devices. So I'm going to push add device, and I'm going to add an audio effect, and I don't know, could add reverb or something a bit more fun. Let's add some grain delay. Push load. And now, just like we played with the encoder with our transpose, you can do the same with your beat delay, with your feedback, with anything really. You can hear how that impacts the audio in quite an interesting way. If I push session, I'm actually going into my session view and you can see my two clips. And I can duplicate this row by pushing duplicate, push and hold delete, because I wasn't liking that sound. And now I have a whole scene with just this one clip. And I can hear better what these encoders are doing. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I want a beat, and that's fine, but I just want to encourage you again that this is all about exploring. So you don't need to add anything particular, I just want you to get familiar with the push. So we can kind of go into our master track now, and maybe add an EQ, just to finish everything up. So you push master, you see I've got no devices there at the moment. So I'm going to push add device, go to audio effects, navigate to my EQ8, load. One of the cool things about the push 2 with Ableton Live 10 is that you can visualize so many more things. So I can choose my band over here. I think I want to do a high cut filter, so number 4, change my filter type, and you know, you can do some really fun things with automation over here. Maybe you want to boost a certain area. And in that way, just by having fun, you get to know a bunch of controls and familiarize yourself with the push. And when you're done with the clips, you can just push this little play button and everything stops. And that's it for creative concept number 1, to explore and not judge the sound, but just have some fun. So I'll be doing 2 more of these, so if you're keen to watch them, stay tuned, and I will see you soon in the next one.
Just a shout out to Matt from MALT, Hops and Fiction. He reviews awesome craft beer here in Cape Town. And also to Tatiana from the FLUTE Practice, who teaches y'all how to play the flute and how to improve in your flute playing. They both were responsible for helping get this film out today.